Hi, I'm Conor from Beatport, and I'm going to be showing you 5 effects plugins which are included in your Beatport Studio membership. Let me play you a dry loop just so you can hear it unaffected before we start applying these effects individually to it. So it's quite a nice Rhodes loop, and we're just going to be applying some extra sauce with these plugins. Let's start out with Lifeline Console. So Lifeline Console is a great way of emulating hardware, and it also can give you quite powerful effects. This preset's called Key Analog EP. You can hear it's adding that nice preamp effect with this module here, a little bit of distortion, a little bit of grit and drive. You've also got the modulation module, which is great for applying that subtle pitch bend that's going on. Where is another module that you'll see here, and this is basically used to simulate the characteristics of the physical medium that you select here. In this instance, it's tape. We also have a bit of compression and a bit of EQ, so it's got quite a warm, analog, tapey sound. We'll go for another slightly more interesting one now. This B-movie dialogue preset I find really cool. So you can hear Lifeline Console starting to rear its ugly head a little bit there with a slightly more intense distortion and pitch modulation that's a lot faster. And to close out, as we've been getting progressively more wild with the destructive qualities of Lifeline Console, I'm going to be playing you this alien vocalist preset. Let's have a listen. So you can hear with Lifeline Console, you can go from quite subtle processing to something quite a lot more destructive and frankly terrifying if you want to. Baby Audio's Comeback Kid is a delay plugin, but it has a lot more to it than that. So let me just walk you through it quickly. The current setting is a ping pong delay, and it's giving it that kind of stereo information, which applies a little extra width to the sound, which is nice. Things get quite interesting in this flavor section. So what this does is accentuate the delay and apply some quite interesting effects. So here is a tape emulation effect that you'll hear on the delay taps now, and it gives it quite a dubby feel almost. You also saw me there playing with this cheap control. That effectively just makes it either sound more destructive when you have cheap turned on, or a little cleaner when you have cheap turned off. You also have this swirl effect here, which is like a flanger phaser type effect, and it gives it quite a lot of depth in the stereo field. So let's check that out. And this source control just accentuates everything that's going on in this flavor section. So I'm just going to show you a couple of presets I find really interesting. This one, the snare slap one, gives it like an instant slap back kind of feel. So that's if you just want like one really short delay tap to ping straight back at you. There's also another personal favorite in here called Lots of Sauce. This unsurprisingly adds a lot of sauce. Long delay tail there. This next preset's called Drum Bus Flange. So that really short delay time, almost meaning it acts more like a reverb, and then that swirl turned right the way up to give it that depth. The next plugin I want to show you is called Resdelay. This one's by Plugin Boutique, and it's part of the Core collection. So you can hear it's filtering the sound before passing it through the delay. So I'm just going to play this with only the filter on. I've turned the delay off. So you can hear the resonance. If you turn it up, you get that quite intense squelching sound as part of the filtering sweeping down. Moving over to the delay, And as you'd expect, it's a delay. So you can affect the time of the delay in both the left and right ear separately. Also, you can add some feedback to give it a longer tail and affect how much you want it in the mix. So I'm just going to play some of my favorite presets that come with Resdelay. This one, 4 lasers, is quite a ravey effect. You can imagine that on like a tech house synth or something would be quite a cool effect. We also have in this key section, you have jazz piano. I'll let you experiment with more of the presets, but Resdelay, really cool effect to play with on your sounds. Next up we have Rum. This is a plugin by Klevgrand. It's basically a reverb plugin with a little bit of a twist. It allows you to put your sounds into a certain space. It's more for emulating more regular indoor spaces that you might recognize from your daily life. As you can see here, there's hallways, bedrooms, offices. So I'm just going to have a quick play with it and show you what the different controls do briefly. So you can hear I had that set to the hallway. You can affect the microphone, so it's either an omnidirectional mic or a cardioid mic, and that just affects how much of the reflections of the room you would be getting. So let's pick something like kitchen, turn the mic to cardioid, turn the character up a little, and we can actually create a synced musical pre-delay to have almost like a rhythmic delay effect to it. You also have a ducker, which is like almost like a sidechain compressor inside the plugin itself. So you can just hear the dry signal of the electric pianos allowing for the reverb to duck away when it plays. So I'm just going to show you a couple of interesting presets here. There's some wild ones with some good names as well. This one's called Goth Parrot. We have Large and Bright. That's just capturing a lot more of the high end there and sounds a little bit more natural. We have a Lo-Fi Drum Room. That adds quite a lot of flavour to some of the frequencies in the signal there, so you can hear some of the notes in those chords actually get boosted by applying that. Moving on, we have our final plugin of the video called Shapemod. Shapemod can be used to add movement to your sound, or it can do more technical jobs such as sidechaining. So let's have a listen to this preset I've got loaded up. You can hear it's ducking at the start of every beat, and you can use these controls to affect how much you want that to happen. So if you drag this down right to the bottom and we bring the smooth control down, you can hear it's quite an aggressive ducking. So we want to smooth that out a little bit and just bring this up a little bit. What you can see here, this is basically just the shape of the envelope that you're applying. There are some really interesting presets that come with this one as well. For example, there is this Soundscape preset. Have this jet lag effect as well. So you can hear it's just a way of instantly applying some movement and modulation. So I'll let you have a play with all 5 of these plugins. Thanks for watching and enjoy.